how are you feeling? Give them a round of applause, everyone. Now you give the people that have brought you here a round of applause as well, sticking up with you and all of that. Right, okay. So, graduates, just a bit of an instruction. When you come up, bring your card. Yeah, the card that you're sitting on, perhaps. Yeah, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Where's my card? You've worked it out, right? Excellent, yeah. So when we call you your sort of section up, bring that card with you, because I don't know all of your names. And I ain't that clever either. So please do bring your card up. Okay, so let's go back formal again. Can you all be upstanding if you're able to receive our procession of academics? Gentlemen, can I ask you to take your seats now, please? Thank you. It gives me great pleasure to hand over to Professor Tony Birch, Vice President of the College, to open this congregation.
Thank you, Raj. It's with great pleasure that I welcome you all to the second graduation of Longford International College. We've already had some applause and recognition for the people that have helped us to get to this point, but I need to congratulate my colleagues for helping you through your studies so far. Also, our little friends in the black t-shirts who've been like herding cats, trying to get people in the right place at the right time. So thank you to you guys. And also the people from the Aviva Stadium who've worked so hard to get this together. And finally, one of our alumni who took over from Vince and I because we were absolutely useless when it comes to organising this stuff. Even though I teach it, we were absolutely useless. So thanks to Karen Thorpe for taking over and getting us out of the mess. Okay, last year we held the congregation at the home of Gaelic sports, Croke Park. This year, we're at another famous venue with the Aviva Stadium. And who knows where we'll end up next year. As an international college, we may go beyond the boundaries of this wonderful country, and we could take in iconic venues such as the Nou Camp in Spain, such as the San Siro in Italy, maybe the Yankees Stadium in New York, or perhaps the most iconic stadium of them all, Villa Park in England. But seriously, with our ambitious plans for this college, we're hoping to have our own iconic venue in Longford, and we'll be holding our future events at our splendid auditorium there. As members of the Longford family, we would like to invite you, as all our guests, to the inaugural graduation at Longford. Until the graduation last year, I'd never set foot in Ireland and this wonderful country. And for that visit, all I saw was the inside of Dublin Airport, the inside of a cab, the inside of the hotel, and the inside of Dublin Airport. So we were encouraged to return to this amazing country and take in more of what this wonderful place has to offer. We were told that there was so much more to see and do in Ireland. And as such, we've returned a few times and started ticking off a few things to do and see in Ireland. So on our first trip back, we went to the Guinness factory. On our second trip back, we went to the Jameson's distillery. Temple Bar is on the agenda for this trip. And as such, we've actually learned a little bit of Gaelic. So, let me demonstrate. Sláinte. And now let's turn to the main reason why we're here today. And that's to celebrate your academic successes. I think that I can speak for many of you when I say that you had doubts about your ability to complete a programme of study alongside your busy working lives and domestic lives. We helped you over those early doubts. And as you grew in confidence, we were able to sit back and watch you become well-rounded academics. We were there for sure, but you did it. In doing so, you've demonstrated that you have the skills and abilities that this world now needs. You have desire, passion, commitment, and an undying will to succeed. The world of the future will be defined by rapid change, and you are all well equipped to meet these challenges, to adapt to new situations, and to solve the problems as they arise. Make no mistake, the world needs people like you. And we are proud to say that we played some very small part in helping you become those people. As you walk up here today to collect your award, feel proud in your achievements and share the moment with your family and friends. But remember, education is not a snapshot in time, and we must all continue to learn, to become good role models for future generations and to work towards a world where we can all prosper, live without fear, and love one another. Thank you, and now we can get on with the serious business of the day. And I call upon our orator to call up the recipients to collect their awards and change their titles from graduands to graduates. Thank you.
The wonderful Professor Birch. World needs more people like you. Okay, so I now call the graduands for the award of Master of Business Administration. Remember to bring your cards. John Forrest. Liam McGrawty. Roy Forrest. Wolfgang Gasperick. Carl Wilson. Porrig Sheeran. Sean Stanley. Christian Riamrak. So the next group is Sports and Exercise Psychology, MSc. Stephen O'Dowd. Award of Master of Science, Advanced Sports Performance, Thomas French. Katerina Carley. Harry Halwax. Shane Kenny. Lechezani Loser. Ava Cooper. Shane Briardy. John Ledwith. David O'Byrne. Professional Diploma in Sports Law, Gavin Monahan. Sorry? Monahan, beg your pardon. Had to be one, didn't they? Okay. So I now hand over to Professor Vincent English, President of the College, to make this year's Presidential Awards.
It's always a great honour for the College to recognise the contributions that people make to the community and also to the wider community. And every year we're honoured to be able to reach out to certain people to do that. And our first award tonight is for Yuriy Zedvrigro. I practiced that so much. From Shakhtar Donetsk. He is one of the senior people in the football club, and to recognise what he has done and how he has led the club through extremely difficult times. And Donetsk, of course, is on the far side of the Ukraine, but still, the team manages to go out, perform, and they beat Barcelona 1-0 the other night. So I'd like to call upon Yuriy to present the award. I'd now like to call upon Karen Thorpe. Karen has been for many years working with the GAA and has been responsible for a lot of education and wellness within the football community, which is by and large amateur, and depends on the good work of people like Karen to look after their welfare, whether it's education or whether it is wellness, mental wellness. And Karen has done a sterling job and recently retired from that role only last year. And I call upon Karen Thorpe for a Presidential Award. Our last awardee in the presidential category is a personal friend of mine, but he probably wouldn't agree. Last but one, sorry, there's one more. Mick Clegg, probably not that well known to people outside the football community, but Mick spent more than 10 years at Manchester United. He was the strength coach there, and was responsible for some of the greatest names ever to grace not only the world of football, but Old Trafford too, and directly responsible for the careers of people like Cristiano Ronaldo, Roy Keane, Gary Neville, and the list goes on. And in fact, such was the esteem to which Cristiano Ronaldo holds Mick Clegg, as he wrote the foreword for him in his recently published book. So a great pleasure. I'd like to call on Mick Clegg for a Presidential Award. Finally, a local Longford woman who has reached out and done great things for a charity associated with children with terminal illnesses such as cancer. And it was, unfortunately, inspired by her own son, Quinn, who passed away at the age of 15 with leukemia. And Quinn had a particular fondness for animals, in particular his dog. And it wasn't until Evelyn brought the dog to visit him in hospital that she realized just the power that animals have to bring healing and to bring solace to people who have little or no hope. So she founded a charity in the name of Quinn called Quinn's Kennels. And now that charity has 2 vans on the road, and they travel around the country picking up pets for children in Crumlin Hospital, so at least the children can have some nice time away from the challenges that face them in their unfortunate illnesses. So a great pleasure. I call upon Evelyn Quinn to receive the Presidential Award for her work in charity.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I missed somebody out, the lady with the best shoes in the house. I'm sure you'll all agree. Can I call on Professor Ruth Forrest to make her speech? And do check out her shoes.
A chuirdealog tá anahas arm bheile bhneoig an ócháid speisialta seo is ionach an deis tá an tíochtla chéalch an antas a chuirt don dulchan cían atá agus rátá baint amach an ar fads. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, proud parents, family members, and most importantly, our remarkable graduates. Today, in my role, I'm delighted to acknowledge the outstanding achievements of two particular distinguished groups of students with whom I've worked, and those who worked tirelessly to earn their diplomas and Masters of Science degrees in sports and exercise psychology and in leadership and management in education. It is a moment of great pride and honour and relief for all of us, and I'm truly privileged to have this opportunity to address you. There's a lot of talk these days about the journey. Indeed, the journey that you, our esteemed graduates, have embarked upon is nothing short of remarkable. Each one of you has devoted countless hours to study, research and reflection, enduring the challenges, the doubts and the setbacks that come with the pursuit of higher education. You've displayed your unwavering dedication, resilience and a passion for your chosen fields. I have been honoured that you have let me share in your lives off the Zoom calls and the big blue button meetings. One or two of you have experienced loss and been bereaved during your studies and yet soldiered on, thus honouring those who have passed, and I remember them particularly with you today. During the course, two of you have got married, a bit of joyous light relief in the middle of the studies. Others have become parents, some for the first time and others have added to their brood. There are many of you who've juggled your studies with looking after parents and other family members who are ill. Others of you have moved home or built a new house, no doubt to accommodate a bigger library of books for your further studies. And some of you have been operating and continue to work in geographical and contextual situations which make doing courses like these all the more challenging than is reasonably to be expected. I really am in awe of you all, and I'm glad to meet with you for the first time in person today. You've all enriched my life in very different ways, and for this I'm so appreciative. For those of you receiving your diploma or MSc in sport and exercise psychology, you have delved deep into the intricacies of the human mind, exploring the connections between mental well-being and athletic performance. Your knowledge will not only contribute to the success of athletes, but also make a lasting impact on the world by promoting health and well-being through the understanding of the human psyche. And our graduates in education leadership and management, your role in shaping the future of education is paramount. The skills and insights you've acquired will empower you to be change makers, inspiring the next generation and ensuring that education remains a beacon of hope and opportunity. It's crucial to recognise that the journey, as Tony has mentioned earlier, doesn't end here. In fact, it's just the beginning. These diplomas and master's degrees signify a significant achievement, but they also symbolise the responsibility you now carry as educated, informed, and compassionate individuals. The world needs your expertise, your leadership, your commitment to making it a better place. On another matter, there is a phrase about addressing the elephant in the room. This means that eventually we need to acknowledge things which are glaringly obvious, but to which people sometimes are wary of referring. In this case, the aforementioned elephant is my shoes. Those of you who are somewhat more serious and academically appropriate may consider that my beautiful, sparkling and sequined shoes may seem somewhat frivolous and out of place alongside the traditional academic gown. But I believe that they serve as a symbol of the multifaceted nature of our journey in education. While we have dedicated countless hours to rigorous study and research, it's equally important to embrace moments of joy and celebration. These shimmering shoes remind us that in life, it's not always about adhering to a rigid, erudite path. Sometimes we must dare to be different, to let our unique light shine, and to sparkle with the enthusiasm and creativity that has brought us to this moment. So let us wear our academic regalia proudly, but also remember that we can add our own personal touch of sparkle to the world as we continue our journey beyond these hallowed halls. Congratulations, graduates, and may your futures be as bright and vibrant as my sparkling shoes. Gurav Mahagui. Thank you.
Dare to be different and sparkle. Thank you very much, Professor Forrest. Okay, we are now pleased to now bestow the honorary doctorates for outstanding service to sports, mental health, and music to 3 recipients. I now call upon Professor Tim Swan to read the citation for Paul Brady. Paul, please join us on the stage.
Paul Brady, singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, and is one of Ireland's most enduringly popular artists. Starting off in R&B cover bands in the mid-60s in Dublin, while studying at UCD, he moved through an extended folk music phase in the 70s, which brought him into national recognition in the Johnsons and Planxty, before becoming a songwriter in the 80s. Since then, he's released 20 albums of songs, gained global audience, widespread acclaim as a recording artist and live performer. In time, coming to the attention of Bob Dylan, who named Paul with Lou Reed and Leonard Cohen as one of his secret heroes. Soon after emerging as a songwriter, his songs began to be covered by artists worldwide, with covers of over 100 to date, included by Tina Turner, Santana, Bonnie Raitt, Cher, Cliff Richard, Eric Clapton, Phil Collins, Ronan Keating. Paul has left an indelible mark on the global songwriting scene. Throughout the past decades, he has toured widely, both as a solo and with his band in the USA, UK, Ireland, Europe, Australia, and New Zealand. Awards include Lifetime Achievement from the IRMA and the NCH Lifetime Award, presented by Ireland's president. In 2022, he was presented with the Ulysses Medal, UCD's highest accolade, celebrated by the RTE television with a 6-part series, the Paul Brady Songbook. The college, in association with Rushford Business School, Geneva, confer the honorary degree of Doctorate of Philosophy, and I would welcome Paul onto the stage to receive his award and provide his acceptance speech.
It's with great pleasure that I accept this honour, especially against the backdrop of my lifelong innate scepticism that what I do has any value in a formal education environment. I've never felt entirely comfortable within the halls of academia, having spent 3 frustrating years in UCD back in the day, finally leaving in disgrace without the bit of paper and never returning to clean up my mess. Third-level education at that time seemed to me to be more about examining and dealing with already existing certainties, whereas my talent, such as it was, seemed to want to propel me towards a world of the still undefined, the not yet in existence. Even where music formed a part of an existing curriculum, it was always classical music, or as we rock and pop youngsters of the day disparagingly called it, music by dead people. And so my academic career came to an abrupt end as I entered the crazy world of music, a place where there were no rules, scant morals, and definitely no certainties. But things have changed. Education has a much wider palette these days. The best colleges now understand that human creativity comes in many shapes and sizes, and they have expanded their ethos accordingly. And none more so than Longford College, that sports, pardon the pun, a truly imaginative curriculum firmly connected with the real world in all its practicality, diversity, and rapidly changing environments. I'm delighted to hear too that the study of music in a practical rather than an academic sense as a vehicle for creativity, self-expression and social bonding through composition, performance, education and management structures and the business aspects of it too will soon be a whole new and exciting direction for the college. That would be something I would give my full support to. I'd like to congratulate all you graduating today and wish you all good luck in whatever you do and in what can seem a very scary world out there. I feel confident, however, that the education and inspiration that Longford College has provided you will offer you all the support and protection that you'll need. Thank you.
I now call upon Professor Tony Birch to read the citation for Karen Carney, MBE. Karen, please join us on stage.
Now, this is a privilege for me. Karen probably won't appreciate the fact that I'm wearing this particular tie and this set of cufflinks, but we come from the same city, but we come from a different part of the divide. She's from the blue half, I'm from the claret and blue half. Karen Carney, MBE, has had an illustrious career in football, having represented clubs such as Arsenal, Birmingham City, Chicago Red Stars and Chelsea. In addition, she represented England at international level in 4 FIFA Women's World Cups and 4 UEFA Championships. While Karen officially retired from football in 2019, her passion for the game found new avenues in media. Over the past 7 years, she has made significant strides in the media industry with notable stints at the BBC and BT Sports. She plays an integral role in matchday coverage of the Premier League and the EFL, providing astute analysis from the studio. Karen's media journey expanded even further in 2022 when she joined ITV to cover both women's and men's international matches, including the FIFA Men's World Cup in Qatar, when she waved at us profusely from the touchline when we sent a text saying, "We're behind you." And also she represented the FIFA Women's World Cup in 2023. Karen's influence transcends into the business realm, and in 2020 she commenced her role as a sponsorship consultant for Visa, where she played a pivotal role in the development of Second Half, a career transition programme aimed at supporting female footballers in their post-playing careers. Karen also provides valuable expertise and knowledge for the UK Government's Department for Digital, Culture, Media and Sport, chairing a crucial review in the future of women's football in 2022. The college, in association with Rushford Business School from Geneva, confirmed the honorary degree of Doctor of Philosophy honoris, and I would welcome Karen onto the stage to receive her award and provide an acceptance speech.
Can't believe I received it from a Villa fan. But thank you very much. I actually didn't really write anything down because I actually wanted to speak from the heart, so excuse me for that. I'm really honoured and humbled to receive this. I think for me, as you could hear from there, I'm a sports person, so academic is not my thing. So reading, writing and sitting on Zoom calls is a challenge. I've studied previously, but it was due to sport really. So this was probably the first time where I really was like, right, I really want to do this. And I have to say, everyone was incredible. Tony and Vince, you literally changed my thought on education because, like I said, I've previously struggled, and I know we've spoken about it before, but you made it fun, you made it engaging, you gave me an appetite, a thirst to learn. and a confidence. I think that's the biggest thing that I took away from it, is to have a confidence to step into a room where historically it was imposter syndrome on something I wasn't familiar with, because sport was really easy for me. Yes, I had to work hard at it, but I kind of had a natural ability, whereas education is very challenging. The confidence thing that you guys taught me, and obviously the learnings with the MBA, I think for me, I then was asked to chair a government review recently, and again that imposter syndrome really started to kick in. But then I went back to what you guys taught me, and it was invaluable again. And speaking with government officials is again something not a sports person does. So for me, that learning, that education was imperative. What only this has done as well, though, it's given me a network to meet incredible people. Karen, again, congratulations for helping organise this today. And as well to everyone here in the room as well. So massive congratulations to you all. Keep learning, keep believing, keep pushing on with that confidence. And again, I'm honoured and so grateful to receive this. And Longford, I owe you so much, and I'll always be your friend as well. So thank you very much.
I now call upon Professor Ruth Forrest to read the citation for Kevin Quaid. Kevin, please make your way on the stage.
This afternoon, I'm privileged to introduce Kevin Quaid. Kevin was first diagnosed with Parkinson's disease nearly 8 years ago. Following this, he received a diagnosis of Lewy body dementia. In situations where potentially devastating news such as this is relayed to a person and his or her family, there are understandably or maybe an array of emotions and associated reactions. What to do with the news obviously presents additional challenges. Kevin decided to take a proactive approach towards managing, learning and sharing his experience with people affected both directly and indirectly by dementia in all its different presentations. He is currently chair of the Irish Dementia Working Group, vice chair of the European Working Group of People with Dementia, and co-founder of Lewy Body Ireland. He is a strong advocate for PPI, public patient involvement, and is the author of 2 books about Lewy body dementia. Writing a book, as you know, on anything is an achievement, but Kevin is one of the first people in the world to write a book about Lewy body dementia from the patient's point of view, when he wrote his first book called Lewy Body Dementia, Survival and Me. He went on to publish his second book called I Am Kevin, Not Lewy, and is currently writing his third book. Before proceeding any further, while our focus, and obviously the name on the award, is on Kevin, let me acknowledge that Helena, Kevin's wife, is the beautiful, gentle and strong wind beneath his wings. She walks with him both physically, intellectually and spiritually. This is not a sole voyage, and I feel strongly that those who care for and navigate the peaks and troughs of such a journey with people experiencing conditions such as those mentioned earlier need to be recognised and honoured too. Helena, as they say in Ireland, you're some woman for one woman. These days, and since his last award from this college, Kevin travels nationally and internationally representing the Alzheimer's Society of Ireland and the various agencies with which he works. He has raised awareness of dementia by walking the Camino and has also added starring in a Netflix documentary which will soon be released to his list of achievements. As they say, if you want a job done, ask a busy person. Kevin, we at Longford International College acknowledge and celebrate your contribution to society at large, your personal authenticity, your advocacy, and your genuine concern in raising awareness of the experience of all those affected by dementia. We wish you all the best with your health and look forward to our continued association and friendship with you for many years to come. Congratulations.
For those of you that know me, I'm a blubbering mess, and I can assure you today is going to be no different. Bear with me, I have a short speech written, but I want to get through it. To the President, Professor Vincent English, the faculty members, Longford College, Rushford College, distinguished guests, Ruth, thank you so much for this magnificent honour. Little did I know 9 years ago, when I was first diagnosed with Parkinson's, and then 3 years later, with Lewy body dementia, that I would be standing here today. Having a disease that is progressive and incurable brings a lot of challenges, but days like today quite simply make them go away, at least for a while. I have been an advocate for the past 7 years and a voice for the 67,000 people here in Ireland who have dementia, and almost 10,000 people who have Lewy body dementia. We need to have a voice. We need to be listened to. But it would be not possible to have that voice if I didn't have a platform like I have today. There are so many people that give me that platform, and I can't thank everyone individually. I have to say a special word of thanks to the Alzheimer's Society of Ireland, Alzheimer Europe, Lewy Body Ireland, Sarah Cremen from Hidden Hearing, who gave me back my hearing. And as a result, making my nights more bearable. And Karen Thorpe, CEO of Kick-Off Events Management, you have done so much for me. I have become my dear friend, and I hope we'll be friends for life. When you get a diagnosis with disease, and I mean any type of disease, so does your family and friends. Allah have them are here to support me today. I want to pay special thanks to my wife Elena, my children, my stepchildren, my brothers, their partners, my grandchildren, my friends. And I've obviously the good-looking man in the family. I mean, we look at the girl over there. And of course, the most modest. But above all, there's one man I want to single out. And that is my hero. And that is my dad, who's here today. He has been an inspiration to me all my life and continues to be to this day. I would not be here without him. Both my father and mother were married for 60 years last November. And sadly, my man passed away last February. But like the man that my dad has always been, he has been our rock. He has led the way, and I want to dedicate this magnificent honour to you today, Dad. I am so proud of you and so delighted that you are here today. Helena has always said that I have great bounce-back ability, and I don't know if she's talking about my size when I fall, or the way I can recover from different knockouts that I get because of my Lewy body dementia. As I stand here today before you, honoured and humbled, I feel more determined than ever to continue with my advocacy work. And I will have my third book finished by early 2024. My final thoughts for you are, don't ever give up on people. Don't ever give up on yourself. You will come across barriers in your life. You move them, You go over them, you go around them, because for me, staying behind them is not an option. Don't ever forget that you will never forget a feeling, or you will never forget the way that a person has made you feel. Lewy body dementia may win the war with me, but I will tell you one thing for certain, and because of you, people like you, and the people I mentioned, I will win a lot of the battles. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Dr. Paul Brady, Dr. Karen Carney, and Dr. Kevin Quaid. Give them one more round of applause, everybody. Academics, we've got one more award to give out. We have a Master of Business Administration. If we can sort of get in position to have this graduate on stage, to make them a graduate, of course. And that is graduate Edward Mooney. He said, I'm a bit late. He goes, can't I just not do it? I said, no, you're just a graduate. You've got to cross the stage. Good, congratulations. And congratulations to all of you. I now hand over to Professor Vincent English, President of the College, to close the congregation.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, honoured guests, parents and friends, and most importantly, graduates. You did it, and we're proud of you. As we gather here together, let us reflect on the journey of our young institution. Just 3 years ago, amidst the global upheaval brought on by COVID, our college was born out of a collective vision. A vision to offer a second chance to education to those who thought that their time had passed. And during these times of isolation and uncertainty, we extended our hand by crafting courses for minds eager to learn within the confines of their homes, including those of several Premier League football teams at the time. It was a time when the world stood still, but yet our thirst for knowledge and connection still surged forward. The institution was and still is conceived as a beacon of hope during the dark days of COVID. It was a testament to our collective belief that education should be accessible, it should be adaptable, it should be affordable, and it should be practical. And our mission, which was as clear then as it is now, has not faltered. We strive still to empower others, to enlighten, and to offer new beginnings. Today we celebrate the achievements of our graduates. We also celebrate the growth and steadfast mission of the college. From those initial efforts to provide quality education during a global crisis, to the thriving academic community that we have become, but we've still remained true to our mission. We have not forgotten that education is a journey of continuous learning and growth, and a journey that you do not take alone. We realize that the potential of everyone has to be helped to seek that potential. As the outgoing president, my heart swells with pride at what we have accomplished in such a brief span. In the shadow of adversity, we have fostered a sanctuary of learning, an environment that has thrived against all the odds, nurturing the minds and souls of those who enter our doors. This college, though young, stands as a symbol of resilience, of innovation, and the unwavering commitment to education for all. I wouldn't be here, and the college wouldn't be here, without the help and support of some incredible people. First, my wife Maria and my kids, to Tony, to Kyriakos, to Ruth, to Porrick, to Tim, to John, and to many others that have supported me and supported the college to bring us where we are today. Without them, ladies and gentlemen, this wouldn't have happened. It is here in this sanctuary that the flames of curiosity that has enkindled hopefully roaring fires of intellectual passion is here that we hope dreams have taken flight, supported through the wings of knowledge and through the winds of perseverance. There are some of our graduates who have come here through very challenging times, overcome great personal adversity, but yet have persevered. Nelson Mandela once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." This profound statement is not merely a guiding light for us, it illuminates the intrinsic value of education you have received here. It's simply not an accumulation of knowledge, but a mandate for engagement, creativity, practical application, and to make a difference. Consider the unifying power of music and art that transcends language and connects us at the primal level. And that was so eloquently espoused by Paul in his acceptance speech. The composer Gustav Mahler once remarked, "Music expresses that which we cannot put into words, and that which cannot remain silent." This reflects what education at its best achieves, giving voice to the voiceless, giving strength to the silent, and freedom to the bound. The harmony between education and sport and music is testament to the power to mobilize, to inspire, and more importantly, to unite. Our courses, crafted for athletes and scholars alike, are designed to harness that power, to build the bridges where once there was walls, to forge solidarity where there was once solitude. As we celebrate the milestone of the college, let us recommit to the ideals upon which our college was founded. Let us continue to nurture the flames of curiosity, to empower through knowledge and to inspire through action. And together we can forge a brighter future, illuminated by the light of education and the spirit and the unity that sport and music that can bring our lives together. In fact, everybody can make a difference. And as Steve Jobs once said, your work is going to fill a large part of your life. And the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. And if you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. All that matters of the heart, you'll know and you'll find it. So finally, my very last act as president of this college, and with great regret and great pride, I'd like to call upon our new president, Professor Tony Birch, to close this congregation.
How am I supposed to follow the speeches that have just gone before me? It's impossible. Quite a few people over the last couple of days have been saying to me, "Congratulations, well done, you're now president." It's a moment that I've actually accepted with trepidation. It's not a moment of feeling exalted. There's a reason for that. Those are big shoes to fill. You're all sitting here today part of Longford College, it wouldn't have happened without him. He had the vision. I'm just a simple operations manager who can take an idea and put it into practice. But without the vision, without the ability to look to the future, it would never have happened, and you would never have been here. So I'm not happy to become president. I'm honoured, but I'm not happy, because it means that maybe our relationship won't be as joined up as it has been for the last few years. When Vince said to me during the darkest days of pandemic, do you think we can do it? My answer was yes. Of course we can do it. And that's a message perhaps that goes to all of you. Don't ever think that it's not possible. Everything is possible, everything is feasible, everything is doable. Just go for it. So I'm looking forward to the next year as president. I'm looking forward to working Ruth as my vice president and also the other academic team, and we will be adding to the academic team as we go forward. But I'm not letting him out of my sights. I'm going to get a tracking device put on him, and I'm going to have it on my phone so that I can see where he is any moment in time. And if I see that he disappears to Barbados or something like that, then I'm going after him. Not because I want to find him, because I want to make sure that he and I stick together. We were joined at the hip from the start, and we will be joined at the hip in the end. Okay, 2 final acts that we need to do to close this ceremony. 2 traditions. Now, as I said earlier, I'm starting to learn Gaelic. And I've done a little bit of translation, but I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ruth, Sláinte means health. Health to you all. And the second tradition is something that you guys are all going to enjoy doing. Because at this point, we often have the ability to do something. I'm looking around the room and not seeing any chandeliers for you to bust. But at this point, you take people and you throw them in the air. Please join me. Thank you all.
I'm sure those of you that know Professor Birch, he's no ordinary operations manager. And thank you very much for having me. So much I learned as well. The world needs more people like you once said. This is just the beginning. Go on and make that difference. And of course, sparkle. Ladies and gentlemen, if I can ask you all to be upstanding now for the closing procession.